It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Chris Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
The Health in the Real World podcast is sponsored by...
You were only given one body, one earth suit. Stop blasting it into the ground with destructive workouts. You don't really need to work out as hard as you think you do. Text the word workout to 408-883-4442 and get started for free with me. Hello and welcome to Health in the Real World. We're here today with two guests today. I'm Chris Janke, joined today by Jonathan Johnson and Moshe Moskowitz. Thank you guys both for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Good to see you.
Thanks. I had both of you guys on the show recently, and I never know what direction these episodes are going to go. I kind of want to just step back and let this conversation that we started a minute ago just keep going. We were talking about Moshe's jump ropes, and Jonathan, you were mentioning how you bought a jump rope and used it twice, and we've all been there. And so actually, if each of you guys can just introduce yourselves real quick, and then we'll get going with the rest of that conversation.
You go first, Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks, Moshe. Thanks, Chris. My name's Jonathan Johnson. As Chris said, this is my second time on the show, and it's great to be here, and it's great to meet somebody new, Moshe. I'm excited to hear about you and your Jump Into Shape business. That sounds so cool. I'm an executive leadership coach, is my full-time profession, and a personal development coach. I really have a passion for working with men. And, I met Chris and we shared some exciting things about my business and about his world. And I'm honored to be back again and get to do this in the group format. This is a lot of fun.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. Thank you,
Definitely.
Jonathan. Good to see you again, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris has actually done a few of our classes. Hopefully we do some more. So, great to be back. So I started and run and lead Jump Into Shape. It's really just a full online fitness program. We have close to 30 classes a week. We have classes that are just for women as well. The ones for the men are jump roping with weighted ropes and body weight exercises. The women get that. They also get yoga and Pilates and pelvic and a stretch class. And we also have about 600 videos on demand. And this is just a case of me starting something of my own and evolved to one class and then evolved to online. And what you're saying before, John, I think what I try to do different, and I think it has been different about this program from other programs, and why people have been sticking to it, is because I hold them accountable. And it's not through an app. That's what we were saying before we went live, is that I call people, I text them, and if I try to start nicing with text. When they don't respond, eventually I have to pick up the phone and be like, what are you doing? Why don't you work out? And that's really what gets people going, I think. That they know someone's watching over them, and and they're forced to act. So that's pretty much where.
What I love about that, Moshe, is from the coaching perspective, you being a coach that's doing physical work, and me being a coach that's doing emotional and mental work, the accountability aspect is huge. It definitely overlaps, and I follow up with my clients weekly and check in on their goals and their progress. And how are you doing? What did you work on? What were your wins? Where did you not win? And what did you learn from that? And that keeps keeps that momentum between sessions.
100%. Real quick, I want to welcome Ava Schneeberger to the call. Ava, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm so sorry.
Good. No worries.
Having a little internet connection.
It happened. Yeah, I can see you're probably on your phone now. We're talking about accountability. Jonathan, I'll vouch for Moshe's accountability. Here's him sending me a video. Was this yesterday? This was yesterday, right?
Yesterday, I think, yeah.
So I must have got lumped into the Slacker group because I missed the morning workouts, and then he sent a video, and it was very. As a business owner, I know you have to scale because you have lots of clients, and but it felt personalized to me as well because it was video, and you took the time. You didn't just copy paste something. Ava, let's go back to you real quick. Introduce yourself. introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, how you help people, and then we'll continue this conversation and weave you into it.
Sure, I'm so sorry. My name is Ava Schneeberger. I'm 19 and I'm a mental health advocate. I have a book out through Barnes and Noble, and I do some modeling as well, but mostly just helping people.
Nice, awesome. And then Moshe runs a fitness business, and then Jonathan is a coach consultant, right? It's Jonathan is how you kind of define it. I love these episodes because, as you guys can see, I'm not going to change this recording either. We're probably not going to edit this out. This is just like, this is real world. This is health in the real world, right? Four of us coming together and meeting each other and seeing how we can support each other, and go along our path. So I want to open it up to you guys as far as telling more of the background story of why you do what you do. Our occupations, how we make a living. It takes up so much of our waking hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all three of you, I know, are very motivated because of personal experiences. So what was the story behind how you got started in doing what you're doing? And you guys can either just, whoever wants to go, or we'll start on the West Coast and move east, or however you guys want to do it.
It's Mental Health May. I'd love for Ava to lead us off, if you would.
Wow, thank you. Here, I thought I was kind of bringing down the show with my late arrival, but here we are.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think just personal experience, like you said, and just kind of, you just feel stuck sometimes, and it's really hard to get out of that stuckness feeling and just feeling like there's hope. And I think that's just kind of what I want to give people, and that's my motivation, is just to kind of give people that hope from when they're in just really tough situations and they just can't get out of them themselves.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Were you in that position that you're trying to help other people get out of?
I was in that position, yeah.
Mm.
And I feel like I have a passion for helping people. Ever since I was young, I really took to helping people. And I think having my own experience with that, it really helps me understand kind of how I can help people and what a personal view would look like of that.
What's your book called again, Ava?
It's called Listen.
Nice. Good
You
time.
work one-on-one or group? You work with groups or you work with individuals?
I work with kind of whoever wants to help, or I guess whoever I can help,
Right.
is kind of the better answer. So anyone who reaches out, I'm more than welcome to offer my assistance or just care.
Nice.
Ava, I'm seeing the care just kind of emanating off of you on the screen. And my heart is just touched by a person who's come through it, and you're the youngest of the four of us in the room here today, and I'm just impressed that you're out doing your thing. And I just want to commend
Thank
you
you
on
so
that,
much.
and encourage you to keep on your path.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, trial and error. So
Yeah, for sure.
You say, Jonathan, you guys say who the oldest is too or no? I'm
we're
not
all
sure.
19. It's good.
We're all 19 at heart. Yes.
Yeah.
What about you guys, Moshe or Jonathan? How did you guys get into this? Like, what were you doing at 19? And then how did it progress to where you are now?
I'll let you go first, Jonathan.
At 19, I was a sophomore in college, and I was working in a warehouse. And so, yeah, I'm a long way from that. I've been through a marriage and a divorce, and I've lived in different places and had some easy times and some hard times.
Yeah.
And all of that is part of my story that's brought me to where I am today as a coach. I never foresaw myself becoming a coach, and somebody recommended it. And I thought it was a ridiculous idea. But all those experiences, along with official coach training, those are all part of my tool bag. You know, my happy times, my highs, my lows, they all come into play. And that's part of what I think helps me connect with people. But I, at the end of the day, I just have a heart, like I was saying about Ava, I just see that in her. I have a heart for being part of somebody's story and part of their journey, and walking alongside them and helping them along. I'm not there to tell them what to do. I'm not there to give them advice. but if I can be a support and shine a light somewhere for them to look that they may not have looked before, and let them go over there and explore that, and then decide for themselves if that's a good way to go. That just really jazzes me up,
Yeah. That's awesome. Moshe, I know you feel the same way. You're doing like 622 classes a week. Okay.
I was thinking that I think I was a sophomore also at 19. At 19, so I think we're actually probably the same age. So I was thinking 19 sophomore, probably the same age. Yeah, I think similar. I mean, I think why I started, I think I started personal reasons, exercising because family history problems of health, particularly diabetes and heart disease. So I wanted to do something, and I found the benefits amazing. 1 year of jump roping 3 times a week, 3 times a day. I'm sorry, 3 times a week. I lost 14 pounds, which I didn't need to lose in 1 year. So I said, let me maybe teach classes in person, and that led to online with COVID. Really before COVID, but it really took off with COVID. So I was never really thinking why I was doing this. I was thinking I could help other people. But as it's getting to the point now, it's really when people come to you and say you're changing my life, and someone did a first class the other day, and it was actually really cool. In the last week, I think we had 4 people do classes from Israel live, so we're starting to expand over there too. And one person after his first class, he did a 12-minute class, and he's like, "I think you're saving my life." I'm like, "Wow," because he had a business partner who at age I think 30 had a heart attack recently, so he realized like he has to start doing something. So that's, I mean, we've heard the story so many times of people they were able to dance at their daughter's bar mitzvah, and they never really exercised in their life, and now after these classes. So I'm not sure why I started or what the exact motive was, but now it's very clear that God's put me in this position to help people, and as much as sometimes I might want to do something else, not every night. Sometimes I want to do a class every night or 2 or 3 classes. But I realize that even if one person comes, that person, their life's being changed, and it's really just it's an honor. I mean, a lot of times my wife, like a year ago, we had off the same day, and we took off the same day, hang out. But I'm like, I have a class in midday, so I'm like, why don't you hop on the class? She's like, you must say thank you like 10 times during the class to people. I'm like, I'm so humbled that I'm a part of their life. That they've let me into their life to help them do something, and there's no one in this world that I think doesn't value being healthy. I mean, even if they don't keep healthy, they see the value in it, I think.
Right. Yeah, well, I can attest to how cool your classes are. And the first class I did, I think, was also that 12-minute class. And it was a workout. I mean, I'm a fitness trainer. I work out all the time, but that was a good workout. I liked it. And it's very valuable. And like you were saying earlier, Jonathan, you bought a jump rope, and it's just the easiest piece of equipment. And you just, you fold it up, put it in a little backpack, and you can start jumping. But that thank you. And when you get that feedback from other people, whether it's you, Ava, or Jonathan, Moshe, or myself, you get that thank you, that sincere gratitude from somebody. That's my fuel personally. I've been an athlete since I was young, but I've been a fitness trainer since 2004. And, during the rough initial periods, and then when I lost my business in 2008, all the crash and everything, that's what kept me going, is like the desire to help people, because I felt like I had this knowledge and passion that, like you said, Moshe, everybody values health. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to go to the gym every day, but that value is there for sure. People like to feel good. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we went to the past. Let's go to the present. This is like that. What is it? A Christmas Story? We're gonna go to we're gonna go to the present.
Oh, our ghosts are going to be coming out soon.
Our ghosts are coming out. So bring out your second ghost, you guys. Where are you guys right now? What are you doing? What are you working on? What's motivating you right now?
I'll go. I guess motivation is the same thing. The motivation that people are having their lives change. That every time I could, hold them accountable and force them to exercise on their level, that motivates me. Recently I started a class like at 10:35 p.m. on Wednesday night. First week it was great. We had 9 people come. It was a 12-minute class. I was like, wow, this is great. Now it's dwindled to like 1 or 2, but I'm like, okay, for that one person, it's the only live class he's coming to a week. It's worth it. It's worth it, I think, for sure. And as far as what I'm working on, hopefully you'll help me with this again, Chris. I'm working on finding more trainers because doing 19 classes a week and 6 hours of class a week is it's a blessing, an amazing blessing. I could do it, but it definitely gets a little tiring at times.
Yeah. Wow. Just to put that into perspective, I do 9 hours of workouts with my clients, but it's stretching, core work, flexibility, stuff like that. You're doing how many?
About 6 hours, and I do
6
I do
hours
every
of
minute
jump
of every
rope.
class.
That's intense.
I always
great.
find the best motivation is, and I'll say this
Right.
during the class. I'm like, the best motivation is that I'm doing the class with you.
Right.
Like, and I'm talking too, but I'm here. I'm doing it with you. But as far as what else I'm trying to do, I'm actually speaking with a nutritionist later in the day. We're hoping to add like maybe a nutrition element to it and make it more well-rounded. It's funny because I reach out to a few people, and people are like, yes, that'd be great, but I don't know if I want to pay for it. I'm like, well, but I thought of a good answer. I thought of a good answer. Hopefully, it's a win-win for everyone that people could earn it. It almost like it'd be a rewards program. Like if you do a certain amount of class a month, then the next month you could get this nutritional element for free. You always could pay for it, but if you get the classes in, then you get it as a bonus. So I think that's a win-win.
I love it.
Because then people still keep coming, and then they get this other item too. But
Oh my gosh, I love that. That reminds me of this this trainer that I heard of. I think he's in New York City. This was maybe 5-6 years ago. I heard about this guy, and he charges for the whole year. He charges his clients $20,000 for the year, which is he's definitely in the high price point. But what he does
Right.
at the end of every workout on your way out, he hands you, I think it was a 50. I don't think it was $100 bill. I think he hands you a $50 bill at the end of your workout.
wow.
And he says his client motivation is off the charts, and it's just their own money they're getting back. But
Right.
I forgot what the numbers were, but if you end up going to all your workouts, you end up only paying like $4,000 for the whole year. So it's like a significant discount. So that just what you just said kind of reminded me of that. I think that's a great idea for you to do that. What about you guys, Ava, Jonathan? Where are you guys right now? What's kind of jazzing you up? What projects are you working on?
I am building an online coaching program with 2 other coaches. And so we're just in the brainstorming formulation of ideas phase right now. And this will go on for probably a few months, but we want to bring in strengths, which not physical strengths in this aspect, but mental strengths, talents that are just inbred in people, Enneagram work for personality strengths, and leadership training, and form an online package for people where they can pop in Zoom meetings like this and have online coaching sessions. And maybe get the group support, which, as we've talked about right now, the accountability and motivation of the group is what makes it so powerful. So it's not just me and my one-on-one work. We're going to spread the love and get a community, and you'd have time away from the group where you'd have online support from the community to help bring you in and keep you going along whatever your path is. And what's funny is I'm hearing myself talk about this, and in my own life, physical health, I've kind of fallen off the wagon. So I feel like for full disclosure here in this group, for the past few months, I haven't been going to the gym like I was every day. My diet's fallen off. And so, how do you keep your clients motivated in those situations? How do you get them back on the bandwagon?
I say start from where you are. Don't start your workouts thinking you're going to be your 19-year-old self. Start your workouts. Just say, let me just see what I can do today. Make your first workout easier than you think you can handle.
Yeah.
Because you don't just want to be focusing on your body during your workout and saying, oh, does my shoulder hurt? Does my back hurt? During the workout, that's very important. But you also want to know how your body's going to respond the next day or two. Because being excessively sore is not beneficial when you're first starting. You want to be happy, excited, motivated. So just do something very small. That's what I would say. And then it will grow.
I would say, I would take a step back and say, get a fitness coach.
And
I know a guy.
in last year for the last year and a half, I had all that. I was doing that, and life got busy, and that's the thing that fell off.
Right.
Jonathan, I know Moshe does a free month. I also do a free month. So we will both give you a free month of workouts.
Oh, okay.
Online workouts from wherever. Where you're in
Pensacola, Florida.
That's right. I love Florida. It's fun. Okay, so you can take us up on that if you like.
All right. Nice. Thank you.
Ava, what about you? What are you up to now? I know you're doing. Are you still writing? Are you writing more books? Are you you're doing like acting, modeling, stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm always writing new books. I think I just my books are just collections of thoughts that I have that I think people might benefit from. As of right now, I am traveling, which is why I'm outside of a coffee shop right now. I sold my home, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, I guess just traveling everywhere. Right now I'm in Alabama, making a trip to Florida, and then to Hawaii later this month, and hopefully out of the country.
Wow, awesome.
Where are you in Alabama?
I was in Eufaula. I don't know if you've heard of that. A really small
I'm
town.
from
It's really
Alabama.
pretty.
I know all about it.
Oh, I love you. It's so pretty. First time I've
Yeah.
ever been there, and the houses are just beautiful.
That's
A
awesome.
wonderful lake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ava, I'm curious about your work and from my whole person aspect, like a mental, physical, spiritual. How do you incorporate some of the physical aspects of health into the mental work that you do?
I think that they definitely play a role together. If you're not mentally doing well, it is hard to kind of be physically active. I think the best thing you could do is just to kind of take some time out of your day to just go on a walk and just kind of, breathe in some fresh air. It just helps tremendously for mental health. And obviously it's good for your physical well-being too. Just taking in your surroundings and natures will really ground you and help you out.
I love that, connecting in nature. So this week, I have a personal challenge that I'm going to invite some of my coaching clients to go on a coaching call in nature. So we're going to, instead of being on Zoom, we're just going to be on the phone together, and we're going to walk. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come up, but I want to find ways, like you're saying, to be present in that moment and experience nature. And I will turn that into something that pertains to whatever the goal is for the day. And I won't know what that is until we're on the phone together, but it's going to be a challenge for me and a challenge for the client that I'm excited about. And I'm glad you said that. I feel extra motivated to follow through on my plan because you brought it up.
Nice.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Jonathan, didn't you say you did that? Like you were coaching a client and you were both sitting down like in your chairs, right? And then your client said something like, I need to walk more. And you're like, let's go right now. And you did your coaching call while you were walking, right?
Close. I ended the call and let that person go for a walk.
Okay.
On her own. And so now I want to actually conduct the whole call on the phone
During the walk.
Right.
Yeah.
And see what comes up for us both as we observe nature and the world around us instead of being in our, our boxes.
That's so powerful because, I think we don't realize how much we really deprive ourselves of nature and how long we go without, being in that fresh air and just walking. So I think that's a great idea. Cool. We could do a podcast like that.
Let's do that.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get up, everyone.
Oh, let's just walking in the woods.
We're staying in this house temporarily, and like in the backyard, it's like 200 trees in the backyard. It goes back like probably 500-600 feet, literally, the backyard.
Wow.
I mean, there are deers that come up to our window. It's really it's fascinating. So
awesome.
where we live, it's a lot more condensed. So like when we're done, when we're doing some work in our house, we go back. We feel like that's like the city over here. Here we feel like it's more like the country.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh no, we lost Ava. Hopefully she comes back soon.
I am curious, Jonathan. Do you generally get your clients like word of mouth, or do you social media? What do you generally use, or how do you generally acquire the new clients that you get?
So most of my clientele comes from referrals from people who are aware of the business or have worked with me before. When I launch this group program, that will have some advertising behind it, and that'll be my that'll be unusual for me to reach clients that way, but that's part of that plan.
Right.
Nice. Awesome. Well, let's go to the future now. What do you guys, what are your visions for where you guys are headed personally, professionally? Any ideas on that?
You want to go, Jonathan, or you want me to go?
Go for it, man.
I can actually go if you guys.
I'll say something probably
go.
radical, but it's very radical because if you told me, and I actually posted something, I was responding to someone like, if you said tomorrow, Moshe, I'll give you like 500-600 clients, they'll each pay whatever $80 a month, would you want that? I said probably not. I mean, most likely I don't want to grow this as much as it could be. My goal is, unless as of now, I say my goal is not to grow it as big as it could be. 100, 150 clients, and my goal is, for most of the year, I was working on this during the night. Now I got, it grew, so I have to work on it during the day. But my goal is to get back to where I have some people actually work on it for me during the day, and then I spend my whole day learning Torah during the day. I mean, that's what I was doing this year, and then again, thank God I grew. So I'm at the middle stage where I can't hire people yet. So I have to, work to get high enough where I can hire some people, and then go back to learning the day and teaching the class at night. But my goal is to really have that balance. I mean, thank God my wife works, and she has a very, very lucrative job, so we can have this arrangement. But I really strive to keep that balance between what I'm really passionate about and doing this where it could sustain itself and it could pay a lot of bills, but not necessarily where I'm going to work 25 hours a day and grow it up to sell it for millions of dollars. It's it sounds crazy because most people have this idea they want to grow up as soon as it could be, but I really want to live in the now too. I don't want to just say, oh, I'll sell in the future and then I'll have the time now. It's very important to have a balance now, and again, because right now, thank God we can afford it. If God forbid my wife lost her job, my outlook would change. But for now, that's what we both have kind of said that that's the goal: get to a decent level, and then be able to go back and do other things during the day.
Yeah. Moshe, you mentioned something that you're not quite like you're in the middle stages, right? Is what you said as far as hiring people. For this podcast, I had about a month ago a crossroads where I really wanted some help because I was putting in 3-4 hours a day, plus I'm a trainer, and 8 hours a day as a trainer, and I have 4 kids, and I was like, I don't know if this is sustainable. So I hired somebody to just work 5 hours a week to help me, and they edit videos, and turns out they're actually faster than I am with editing, so they can pump out more videos. That was at first, so very similar advice to what I gave to Jonathan, just start real small. I hired them 5 hours a week. After a couple weeks, I said, okay, I think we can up it. So I think they're doing like 10 to 15 hours a week now, but it was a very small little bite that I took at first. And, that kind of allowed me to take that step. I'm sort of still in the middle too with this podcast for sure. But Jonathan, what about you? Future plans, goals, dreams, visions?
My future plans is to really expand my executive coaching and make that where there's a lot of on-site work at the client's company, shadowing a client to help them present themselves as the most authentic version of themselves that they want to be. Maybe at work they're holding something back, or they have some blind spots their colleagues see. So work with them to identify those and create a coaching plan, a 6-month, 12-month plan, whatever it might be, to bring them along in their career as they achieve career goals, have me on their leadership goals and their presence to help move them forward. And that leads to them being examples for other leaders in their company. So it has this exponential effect of I've worked maybe with just 1 or 2, but they trickle it out to all those around them.
Do they have that now? Do people actually go and on site and shadow people?
Yes. Yeah. I wish I invented it. I didn't invent it, but yeah.
It's a great concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So you work with like big company executives, or or what's kind of your range, or you work with sort of like people like us where we're middle of the
road? So I'm most likely, or more than often than not, I work with smaller companies, entrepreneurs. I've had the privilege in my my career throughout my life of working with small businesses and being able to work right alongside of owners or the people directly below the owner. So I have a great connection and understanding of that size business where I can sit on the outside and see all the moving parts that can be kind of hard to see when you're sitting right inside of it.
Yeah.
Step back and reflect that back to them and say, here's what I'm observing. It's your business. I just want to show you these things and let you choose where you want to go. And are you being the man or woman you want to be? Are you leading the way you want to lead? And what does the future of your company look like? And let's help design that. And where can I slide in and support you in designing that future of your company?
Yeah, awesome. Well, I want to give you guys a chance to sort of wrap up with an inspirational message. What would you tell people watching this as far as, you know, how they can get the most out of their lives and creating some perspective for people to go forward in their days today?
I think something that we've all landed on today, and it's very present in my world right now, is take one step or a half step like you're doing, Chris, with your hiring. Take that one step and then pause and look around. See where you need to go next. Then take a step. You don't have to drive all the way to sore muscles. You don't have to drive all the way to jump roping for 24 minutes at a time. Take the small step, enjoy the success, learn, and then move again.
Right. Very good. Kind of similar when we talked last week to you. So I would say I think everything Johnson is I agree with. You know, coming from a religious perspective, I also like to make sure I pray for success and I ask God for guidance and make sure that every step that I'm taking that He's there. That they realize that if I fall down, if I try something, it doesn't work. Okay, that was the plan. Let me get up, let me get the strength, let me go forward to make sure that I have the long-term goals in mind, the short-term goals, and I think like Jonathan said, make sure I'm always evaluating, and just make sure I'm always moving forward. With God at my side, and of course my wife at my side also, because she always gives me the most honest feedback that I need when I'm doing something right or when I'm doing something wrong. I can do something better, and just be realistic, be honest with yourself. I think is really one of the most important things. Reaching your goals.
Welcome back, Ava. I'm glad you made it back
I'm so sorry.
before this part. That's okay. I know the technical difficulties. Trust me, you don't have to apologize to any of it. We're
not
good.
in the middle of nowhere, so
Yeah, no problem.
but it is beautiful.
Yeah. It looks like blue skies behind you. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. I have a cafe, bunch of trees. It's really green. So.
That's great. We're kind of ending the show with a motivational message, or what would you tell people as far as how they can get the most out of their lives, and sort of like bigger picture, sort of to inspire them to take that next step?
That's a good question. The first thing that comes to mind is the Finding Dory quote, where it's like, just keep swimming. Like, I think that's just kind of the big thing. Just keep going, just keep pushing through, and eventually, it will get better and it will get a lot easier. I'm guessing in workouts too, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And
Right.
I think that's just the big thing, is just practice and good self-talk and just being open to things and hoping a lot, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, thank you to all three of you. How do viewers get in touch with you? What are your websites, social media? Ava, we'll go with you before the call drops. Go.
Okay. I have an Instagram. It's Ava Schneeberger, like cheeseburger. If you just type in Ava S and then it's CHNEE, it should pop up. I also have a travel TikTok that I'm vlogging. It's MNA Travel. And what are some other ones? Yeah, I guess those are the two I can think of off the top of my head.
Nice. Awesome.
Moshe?
Jumpintoshape.fun, not .com, jumpintoshape.fun. And everyone can try the 30 days free for there. You sign up, you get 2 ropes that sell for about $119. You get them in the mail, you get exercise mat, and most importantly, you get me leading you, guiding you, and holding you accountable like we talked about before.
Nice. And Jonathan?
I am at jonathanjohnsoncoaching.com. And you can reach, there's all my connections are all on there. So just find that and we'll set up and we can everything I like to do is customized and not commoditized. So I have no packages listed. We create everything on the spot for you for what your business or your life situation is.
Wow, very cool. And I'm Chris Janke, Health in the Real World podcast. Again, thank you to my 3 guests, Ava Schneeberger, Jonathan Johnson, and Moshe Moskowitz. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy your day, and hopefully we continue to be in touch and support each other.
Great.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate you.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.